Hello, fellow traders. 'Tis I, TheRumpledOne, coming to you Sunday, November 19. The year is 2023. Let's talk trading. Weekly, open, and gap. These videos are for educational purposes only. Your results may differ from mine. And a reminder as we go into the Thanksgiving week. Let's have risk management in place. Never lose more than you're willing to lose on any one particular trade. So taking a look at the weekly so far, we're almost 5 hours into the trading day here, and we are 37 pips above the weekly open, about 3 pips off the high, and 37 pips off the low. The pound has filled the gap. It gapped down. You can see most pairs gap down, but we have 1, 2, 3 pairs that have not filled the weekly open gap. Zooming out to the monthly, we are 337 pips above the monthly open, 23 off that high and 387 off the low. Notice we are above the upper wick zone or previous high of the previous month. We've already seen the weekly. Take note, we're above the weekly pivot. We're putting in the opening range for the week, and right now we are 319 pips above the high of the monthly opening range. And for the year, we are 381 above the high for the yearly opening range. For the year, 393 pips above the yearly open, 660 off the high, and 680 off the low. Now we had an inside bar 3 days ago, daily inside bar that is, and you can see we're still within the range of that inside bar. Only 17 pips off the high though, or below the high. And it looks like there's lots of inside bar action to be had here. The blues and the grays showing where we can get some inside bar action. We have one pair over 100 pips, and that's the dollar yen. And you can see it's right around that 149. It just went below 149. 109 pips today. Notice we opened, we went up, came back down to the weekly open, and then bounced. So far we are above that weekly daily open right now. And the range is only 39 pips, so the range is too low for rat zone trading. Bambino Flex indicator said to go long or look for longs. You can see here we're approaching R1. Pivot trading plan says price near or greater than or equal to R1. The bias is short. And we've missed the H4 pivot for this H4. Zooming out to the daily. So far we've missed our daily pivot at 24.31. And just to note something here, you can see out of the last 250 days, 45 times we had 2 missed pivots in a row on the daily. 3 in a row was only 8. So you can see that you probably about an 80% chance of taken out that daily pivot overall based on statistics. Looking at the weekly. Now the weekly had a little bit more misses. Let's see. Missed pivots 237. 2 in a row 58. 3 in a row 17. And 4 in a row 4. So weekly looks like it has a higher percentage. Monthly missed pivots at 82. 2 months in a row of missed pivots, 22 times, 3 months, 9, and 4 times only 2. But we have taken out the monthly once again, but we've missed the weekly, and we haven't hit the daily yet. But remember, we're only into the trading day just a little over 5 hours. In and out of that upper wick zone. Anybody taking that break would be well rewarded right now. And you can see here price actually opened in the launch pad at 24.45. Took off, came back, and then did what it likes to do, go from the 40s to the 60. Taking a look at our ranges. So far, only 40 pips. And last week I mentioned we had 300. So that was a big week. See if we can break out of this upper wick zone. Previous week's upper wick zone. We're 27 off that high right now at 25.05. And if it breaks it, now let's see, this is a previous mid. Might want to look for 26.54. And on the simple price action chart, looking at M30, just playing the candle color, it failed to make a higher high. 82 could have gone short. It'd be up about 4 pips at the moment. But this is not usually trading time. This is more analysis time for the week. Looking at these charts, seeing where price may or may not go based on statistics and just based on observation. I mean, you can see here we had reversed at this point, and then right around that point there was a lot of ranging here, and then finally, and we had a bunch of times to break out of it. Today we took 1, 2, 3 breakouts, then we had tested that and reversed, and then we finally broke out for good on the 5th time so far today. Of course, it could return back to this level, and we'll just have to wait and see what happens. And on the higher high or higher low, lower high chart, anybody who still likes to trade that method using also fib retraces, you can see here we're approaching the 23 fib retrace at 24.75, which is a psychological number. Notice here around the psychological number how it started to range. And that's just something to observe. You can see the 3 ball down here. So it looks like we might want to test that 75. Once again, there was a lot of, and there we go. I'm testing that 75. Puts in a new 3 ball, draws new fibs. So far the range hasn't been pushed. We're at 410 right now. Let me take a look. No, we haven't pushed the range. But 410, we're bigger range than October. And we're in the third trading week, full trading week of the month. So we've got, maybe 7 days of trading, because I don't think there's going to be much action on Thursday and Friday. Of course, I could be wrong. Sometimes the traders from around the world like to take advantage of the U.S. traders who may not be at their trading desk. They might be out filling their bellies with turkey and pumpkin pie or something. So far today, we did get near R1. Came within about 5 pips. And remember, price at or near R1. Pivot trading plan said to go short. Trying to remember, I don't remember there being any questions other than where is best to contact me, and that's at the email address that's on the first screen. I have my email address there. So let's take a look here at the dailies. Buyer strong control. Fade the pivot sell. We have to wait for a signal to do that. We've got a higher high and higher low so far. So previous bar, daily bar, was an outside bar. So the break of that outside bar proved to be a strong break. And let's zoom out to the weekly. And let's see, we've got price inside the upper wick zone. We're turning up. Buyer strong control. We're above the previous mid. And once again, a fade pivot sell. But on these pivots, daily, weekly, chances are if you're really fading a pivot, you want the price to be below the open. If you really want to start trading it up here, you're kind of swimming against the current. Don't want to do that. So you might want to wait for a price to drop below the weekly open of 44,458. Now, of course, your weekly open may differ from mine. We all have different brokers. And let's see, if we zoom all the way out to the month, what do we have here? We're way above the open, 330 pips, above the previous month's upper wick zone. We've exceeded the previous range. Buyers strong control. We're above the previous mid, and we actually crossed above it. And the price is 302 pips above the pivot. And we've got a higher high and higher low, which means looks like things are going up. So, fellow traders, that's about it for the weekly wrap up. Don't know what we're going to talk about this week. We'll come up with something. In fact, I read there was another trader that's really talking about the trading psychology. I don't know if they're following Walmall and myself, because we've really been talking about trading psychology, a lot more than particular methods and particular indicators. But if you want us to discuss a method or indicator, let us know. I know somebody wanted Walmall to get into his money management, especially when trades are going against. That's just it's not something you probably shouldn't try at home. It can be, unless you just have, you can handle risk and not have your heart go pitter-patter. So, fellow traders, I hope you had a fun and safe weekend. And when you come back to trading, always remember, never forget, it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. So go out there and drain the banks.